Imagine for a moment that you are not the person you believe yourself to be. You are not a victim of chance or circumstances, nor are you at the mercy of a world outside of yourself. Everything you experience springs forth from within, out of the invisible realm of your consciousness. The secret is not to fix the outer world, but to dwell within the inner world, as though it is already the way you desire it to be. To act as if everything always works out for you is not pretense. It is alignment with the truth of being. You do not wait for the world to show you evidence before you believe. You believe, and the world reflects your belief. When you walk, talk, breathe, and feel as though all things are working in your favor, you awaken the hidden law that molds reality into the shape of your assumptions. Your assumptions are not idle. They are forces. They create. They organize the unseen energies of life to match your inner attitude. Feel the relief now, not later, not when it happens, not when the proof arrives. Feel it now. Feel the ease of knowing that life bends to support you. Let the sensation of peace wrap around you like a warm garment. That peace is not imaginary. It is the signal that you are operating from the end, and the end is the cause, your feeling of being supported, your decision to walk in joy and confidence before any outer shift. That is the true miracle. That is the seed. You do not need to fight against appearances. You do not need to argue with reality. You rise above it. You dwell in the state where all things work together for your good. You live in the mood of already having, and by living there, you shift the outer world. Not because you begged it to change, but because you assume the change is real. This assumption is not wishful thinking. It is the creative act. You act from the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and the world has no choice but to catch up. You are not dependent on external conditions to dictate your state. You reverse the order. You decide that it always works out for you, and so it does. Life becomes obedient to the tone you set within. You are not reacting, you are creating. When you rise in the morning, you do so with a calm certainty that whatever arises today is only further proof that you are guided, loved, and favored. Even the delays are part of the unfolding. Even the detours lead to higher destinations. You trust not passively but boldly, by embodying the very thing you desire. You walk into rooms as one who has already chosen. You speak as one who has already received. You carry yourself like the outcome is inevitable, because in truth, it is. There is no need to wait for evidence. There is no delay in spirit. The moment you assume it, it begins to solidify. All that's required is that you persist in that assumption, that you carry it as you would a hidden treasure in your heart, unmoved by the winds of doubt. You are not trying to convince anyone else. You are simply living in the consciousness where all is well, all is working out, and every thread is being woven into a divine tapestry for your good. You need not see the entire path. Just take the next step with the confidence of one who knows the ending is already perfect. You live and move from that unseen certainty. You give thanks not for what is coming, but for what already is in the realm of your imagination. That realm is not fantasy, it is the blueprint. And as you stay faithful to it, the world will echo back your inner conviction, not by coincidence, but by law. Your mindless experience, from which all experience, you understand the mystery of your inner world. Everything begins within. Your thoughts, beliefs, and most importantly, the youth. The story that you ask in or experience when your inner world outside changes by chance, but because your inner state is the source from which your inner world outside changes by chance. There is no power outside of you orchestrating your life without your permission. The creative power resides within your consciousness, and it operates automatically through what you dare to assume. When you act as if everything always works out for you, You are not pretending, you are aligning yourself with the higher law of assumption, the law that governs the unfolding of your life. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you will notice how the world begins to rearrange itself to mirror that feeling. Your assumption is not merely a thought or a hope, it is a declaration. It is a command to the unseen forces to produce in kind. When you persist in assuming that everything always works out for you, you create the conditions under which your reality conforms to that belief. You are not required to know how or when. The how is never your concern. Your only task is to enter the state of fulfillment and dwell in it with unwavering faith. The outer world is nothing more than the shadow cast by your inner world. It is a reflection, a mirror, and like all mirrors, it has no life of its own. If you wish to change the reflection, you must change what is being projected. You cannot beg the mirror to change while remaining the same inside. You must first imagine a new reality, and then live in the assumption that it already is. The inner creates the outer. This is not a metaphor, it is the law. That is why your assumptions are sacred. They are the starting point of every creation, every shift, every breakthrough. When you wake up in the morning and assume that the day will be favorable, filled with support, ease, and joy, you are setting the tone for what unfolds. That assumption radiates into the world and influences the people, circumstances, and timing that you encounter. You are not influencing them by force. You are influencing them by law. They respond, whether consciously or unconsciously, to the state you hold within. If you expect things to go wrong, if you walk with doubt, fear, or confusion, then those states are what must express themselves in the events of your day. But if you assume the best, not wishfully, but boldly, you create a field of certainty around you that draws matching experiences like a magnet. Do not wait for things to work out before you decide to feel secure. That is the reversal of the creative order. The world is delayed only by your decision to withhold faith. You must move first in imagination. You must assume the feeling before it is seen with your physical eyes. The moment you dare to assume that everything works out for you, and you hold to that assumption as your truth, the world begins to shift. Invisible currents start to move. People are influenced. Timing adjusts, and unseen solutions emerge. It may appear subtle, but the power behind it is vast. Your assumption sets the foundation for what is possible in your world. There are no limits, but those you accept. When you believe life is a struggle, life shows up as struggle. When you believe others are against you, the world reflects conflict. But when you walk in the assumption that everything and everyone is working in your favor, you unlock a divine harmony. Your belief becomes the script, and life becomes the actor playing it out. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot hold a positive vision while secretly entertaining fear. The assumption must be pure and undivided. To act as if everything always works out for you is to release the need for control and to embrace the truth that your inner world governs all. This is not passivity, it is mastery. It means you understand that no outer condition holds power over you unless you consent to it. And how do you give consent? Through your assumption. You either assume life supports you, or you assume it resists you. Either way, you are right, for your world must reflect what you persist in assuming. When you assume success, peace, and favor, even if everything around you contradicts it, you are choosing to live by inner truth rather than outer evidence. That is the test. Can you remain faithful to the unseen reality long enough for it to crystallize into form? Can you refuse to react to appearances and instead respond with deeper conviction? If so, then what you assume will become what you experience. And once you see the evidence, it will be clear. It was never the outer that led, but always the inner. This is why imagination is the womb of creation. Everything you see now was once unseen. Everything you touch today began as a silent assumption in the heart of someone who dared to believe. The chair you sit on, the device you're using, the clothes you wear, all were born in the unseen realm of thought and feeling. And just as they were created, so too can your ideal life be created. But it starts not with action, not with struggle, not with effort, but with assumption. You do not need to convince others. Your inner assumption needs no external validation. You simply carry it quietly, confidently, as one who knows that the unseen is more real than what is seen. And in due time, the outer world will confirm what you've already accepted as true within. You live from the end, not toward it. You act not based on the current facts, but on the future you have claimed. You walk in the tone of it. You breathe in the ease of it. You carry yourself in the authority of it. That is how creation works. Not by hoping for a better future, but by assuming it now and letting the world reflect your belief. When the world tells you it's too late, that things don't work like that, that you must wait or suffer or struggle, you simply return to your inner knowing. You choose your assumption over their opinions. You act from a higher law. You understand that the world may not yet see it, but you already have. You have seen it in your imagination, you have claimed it in your spirit, and once claimed, it is already yours. Feeling is not a secondary part of creation. It is the very lifeblood of it. Without feeling, imagination remains sterile. The moment you inject genuine feeling into your imagined reality, you animate it, giving it the breath of life. Feeling is the secret, because what you feel deeply and consistently becomes impressed upon the subconscious mind. And the subconscious does not argue. It accepts. It takes the feeling as fact and begins to move all things to match it. This is the great mystery hidden in plain sight. The world outside you bends not to your wishes, but to your emotional convictions. What you feel, you become. And what you become, you experience. To act as if everything always works out for you, you must feel the naturalness of that assumption. It cannot be mechanical. It cannot be surface-level affirmation. You must feel it real. The inner sensation of security, peace, trust, and joy must become your dwelling place, your internal atmosphere. Even if the world appears otherwise, you do not change your feeling to match the facts. You let the facts change to match your feeling. That is the reversal of the common way of living. Most people wait for something to happen before they allow themselves to feel joy or safety. But those who understand the law of consciousness feel the end first, and by doing so, cause the end to materialize. You must learn to bypass the senses and go directly to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is not ignoring reality, it is recognizing a deeper truth. Your current outer world is merely a reflection of your past feelings and assumptions. If you want a new world, you must create it with new feelings. Begin to ask yourself, how would I feel if everything truly always worked out for me? Would I feel relaxed, confident, grateful, unbothered by delays or appearances? Would I smile more? Would I walk differently? Speak with more assurance. Let that feeling flood your inner world. Immerse yourself in it until it becomes natural, until it no longer feels like pretending, but like remembering. The power of feeling lies in its immediacy. You do not have to wait. You can feel now. This is your divine privilege. To access any state, any mood, any condition from within, regardless of your current environment. The world cannot give you lasting peace, but your feeling of peace can transform the world. And once you truly embody that feeling, it goes before you like a light, guiding people and events into harmony with your inner state. When you persist in the feeling that life supports you, you activate a new timeline. You are no longer vibrating with worry, fear, or confusion. You are dwelling in the energy of fulfillment. And fulfillment is not a future event. It is a now experience. When you bring the end into the now through feeling, you collapse the gap between desire and manifestation. There is no gap in truth. Only your unwillingness to feel keeps you from receiving. The moment you decide to feel differently, the wheels begin to turn invisibly. There is no substitute for feeling. Words alone will not do it. Thinking is not enough. You must enter the state emotionally. You must saturate your body and mind with the energy of your ideal reality. It must feel like home. It must feel familiar, easy, and natural. You do not need to struggle to feel something. You simply need to let go of the idea that the outer world must change first. That illusion keeps you bound. But the one who understands the creative power of feeling walks ahead of their senses. They feel the end, and by doing so, they cause it. To feel is to claim. It is to own. When you feel wealthy, you are declaring yourself to be. When you feel loved, you are accepting the truth of love. When you feel safe, you are embodying divine security. These feelings are not dependent on external validation. They arise from within and radiate out, commanding the world to rearrange itself in response. You become the cause, not the effect. Let your imagination conjure the most beautiful scenes of your ideal life. Then enter them, not as a distant observer, but as a participant. Sit in the scene. Look around, hear the sounds, breathe the air of that new reality. Most importantly, feel the joy of already having it. That feeling is what impresses the subconscious mind. It is not enough to see it, you must feel yourself into it. If you can sustain that feeling without wavering, your world must transform. There is no effort in this process, only surrender. Surrender to the mood. Let it take you, let it move you. Do not analyze it, do not ask how it will happen, just feel it as though it is already done. That is your only task. Once the subconscious is impressed, it takes over and orchestrates all things. You may forget the scene, but the seed has been planted. The law never fails. What you feel with intensity and persistence must come to pass. Feeling is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It is the connector between idea and expression. Without it, there is no movement. But with it, you create effortlessly. You do not need to beg or plead. You simply need to feel as though you are. And that assumption, felt as true, becomes your lived experience. You are always feeling something. The question is, are you feeling in alignment with your desires, or are you feeling in reaction to appearances? One leads to creation, the other to repetition. You are not a victim of emotion. You are the director of feeling. You can select it. You can choose it. Just as you would try on a new outfit, try on the feeling of success, try on the feeling of peace, walk in the energy of everything working out, and watch how the world begins to mirror that inner state. The greatest secret is that you do not need anything to change before you feel differently. You have the power to step into any state right now. That is true freedom. When you understand this, you no longer chase circumstances. You no longer beg for change. You become the change by inhabiting the feeling of it, and life, being your faithful servant, obeys your inner command. You were never meant to be at the mercy of appearances. You were never meant to react to the world around you as if it held the authority over your destiny. The power does not lie in the conditions. It lies in the consciousness. Most people live their lives as reactors, constantly adjusting their internal state based on what they see, what they hear, or what others do. They hand over their power to the outer world without realizing that they are the creators, not the victims. To live from the awareness that everything always works out for you is to stop reacting and start creating from within. When you respond to what you see with fear or frustration, you are reinforcing the very reality you wish to escape. You're feeding the cycle. You observe delay and you feel anxious. That anxiety becomes your new state, and soon enough, more delays appear. You see conflict and you react emotionally. That reaction becomes your vibration, and more conflict arises. This is the trap of reaction. It seems natural, but it is a betrayal of your creative power. The world is only showing you the result of your previous assumptions. If you want something new, you must be willing to remain unmoved by the old. Creation begins when you decide not to be dictated by your senses. The moment you stop reacting, you reclaim your authority. You remember that the world is simply echoing your inner state. If you change the echo, you must first change the original sound. That sound is your vibration, your dominant feeling, your chosen assumption. You become still, not because you are passive, but because you are powerful. In that stillness, you choose to feel what you desire to feel, regardless of what is currently happening outside. You stop fighting reality and instead rise above it. You stop trying to fix the effect and return to the cause. The cause is always within. It requires discipline to live this way. It requires awareness. You must catch yourself in the moment you're tempted to react. When something unpleasant arises, you pause. You take a breath. And instead of falling into fear, doubt, or anger, you return to your center. You ask yourself, what would the version of me feel who already knows everything works out? And you feel that. You deliberately choose peace over panic, trust over control, knowing over guessing. This is the work of mastery. This is what separates the conscious creator from the unconscious reactor. You are not meant to be swayed by every shift in circumstance. The person who knows that everything always works out walks differently. They speak differently. They are not shaken by temporary delays or appearances. They are rooted in an unseen reality. They know that just because something hasn't appeared yet doesn't mean it's not unfolding. They are not waiting for the world to show them proof. They are the proof. Their inner stability becomes the magnet for the outer manifestation. They don't need to push or beg. They simply align and allow. The most powerful position you can take is neutrality. Not indifference, but neutrality. A sacred space where you observe the world but do not let it determine your state. You may acknowledge what you see, but you refuse to let it decide how you feel. You keep your feeling anchored in your desired reality, and by doing so, you remain in creative control. From this place, you can move through life with ease. People may not understand your calm. They may wonder why you're not reacting. But you understand, you know the truth. You are not ignoring reality. You are overriding it with a higher state. There will always be moments that challenge your stability. Life will present tests, not because it is against you, but because it reflects the residue of old assumptions. Your job is not to panic. Your job is to remain faithful to your new identity. When something unwanted arises, you remind yourself, this is just old momentum playing out. It has no power unless I give it power. And you don't. You stand firm, you feel the feeling of what you do want, and allow that to be your compass. In doing so, you dissolve the old and create space for the new to emerge. Silence becomes your ally. In silence, you recalibrate. In silence, you detach from the drama of appearances. You let go of the need to explain or justify or defend. You simply return to your chosen state. You affirm internally, it is already done, it is already mine. Not from a place of force, but from knowing. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. You begin to notice that your outer world responds differently. Problems seem to resolve themselves. Opportunities show up effortlessly. People treat you in accordance with your self-concept, not because you did anything out there, but because you changed your state in here. This is not detachment from life, it is mastery of life. You are not ignoring your reality, you're choosing to lead it instead of follow it. You are acting from the inside out. The world is not your master, it is your mirror. And when you understand this, you stop wasting energy, reacting to the reflection. You go straight to the source, your consciousness. You mold it, you guide it, you feel into it, and the mirror has no choice but to reflect the new image you've created. Every time you choose to respond from inner certainty rather than outer pressure, you strengthen your creative muscle. You build momentum in the direction of your desire. You prove to yourself that you are the operant power. You no longer need circumstances to validate you. You validate yourself. You assume your ideal and you persist in that assumption, not just in thought, but in feeling, in action, in posture. This is how you shift timelines. This is how you live in the frequency of miracles. Not by waiting, but by becoming. The one who chooses not to react is not weak, they are wise. They are no longer controlled by fleeting moments. They have stepped into the timeless truth that life is not happening to them, but through them. When something external seems to contradict your desire, you don't panic. You recognize it as a test of faith. And you pass the test by remaining calm, clear, and connected to the end you've already accepted as true. You know it's done, so you don't need to prove anything. You just remain in the state of having. And from that state, the world responds in kind. Releasing the need to react doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough about your energy to protect it. It means you know that every reaction is a creative act, and you will no longer waste that creative power on things that do not serve your vision. You become selective with your attention. You give your energy only to what aligns. And in doing so, you rise. And from that still point, you speak reality into existence. Persistence is the golden thread that runs through all manifestations. It is not enough to assume once and then forget. It is not enough to feel the wish fulfilled for a fleeting moment and then collapse back into doubt. The creative power of your mind requires your sustained belief. The world outside may try to persuade you that nothing is changing, that the same patterns are repeating, that your assumptions are foolish or unrealistic. But you are not here to be convinced by the outer world. You are here to shape it. And shaping it requires persistence in the unseen, loyalty to the imagined state, and unwavering commitment to the inner conviction that it is already done. Persistence is the act of faith that refuses to be shaken by delay or contradiction. You do not look at the absence of your desire and allow it to discourage you. Instead, you turn inward and reaffirm your truth. The outer world is a time-delayed reflection of your inner state. It does not immediately show you the new picture the moment you assume it. It takes time for the seed to grow, to take root, to rise above the soil. And during that invisible process, you must be faithful to what you have planted. You must not dig up the seed with doubt or starve it with fear. You must water it with feeling, protect it with imagination, and nurture it with persistence. The moment you decide that everything always works out for you, the world begins to move. Not always in ways you can see, not always in straight lines, but it moves. People shift, events align, opportunities come. Delays happen not because you're being punished, but because something is being prepared. A path is being cleared. A version of you is being called forth. The version who can receive what you've asked for. The only thing you must do is remain in the state of the wish fulfilled. Not once, not occasionally, but until it hardens into fact. Persistence is not strain. It is not constant effort or obsessive thought. It is gentle, consistent loyalty to the new self-concept. You carry it quietly, you return to it naturally. When the mind wanders, you bring it back, not with frustration, but with love. You remind yourself that you are not subject to appearances. You remind yourself that the unseen is more real than what you can currently touch or measure. You persist not because you are forcing the world to change, but because you know it must change when your inner state remains steady. The world has no choice but to conform to the assumption that is held with conviction. Every time you persist in your desired state, you are reinforcing a new pattern in consciousness. The more often you dwell there, the easier it becomes. Eventually, it becomes natural. It becomes your default vibration. And once the state becomes natural to you, it must become visible to you. That is the law. You are not creating something new out of thin air. You are revealing what has already been created in imagination. And persistence is the bridge that carries you from the unseen to the seen. There will be days when the old reality still shows up. There will be moments when your senses present you with contradictions. But you are no longer ruled by appearances. You are ruled by inner knowing. When something contrary appears, you do not panic. You persist. You may say quietly, "This is old news. It has no power. I already know the truth." And you go back within. You feel the outcome. You assume the fulfillment, and you walk forward with calm certainty. The danger lies not in delay, but in giving up too soon. Many people abandon their assumptions just before the evidence arrives. They let a few unfavorable circumstances convince them that nothing is working. They return to the old state. They speak as if nothing ever changes, and the cycle begins again. But the one who persists through silence, through contradiction, through doubt, is the one who will see the invisible made visible, not by chance, but by law. Because everything you assume with feeling and maintain with faith must become fact. This is why it is said, live in the end. To live in the end is to persist in the feeling that it is already done. You do not vacillate between believing and doubting. You do not ask when or how. You simply know. You know that your inner state is more powerful than anything you see. You know that the assumption held with conviction overrides every opposing fact. You know that what you feel consistently, you will one day experience outwardly. So you persist. You dwell in the end, not because it is comfortable at first, but because it is the truth. Even when no sign has appeared, you persist. Even when others question your confidence, you persist. Even when your own mind tries to bring you back into fear, you gently redirect it. You say, no, this is already mine. I know who I am. I know what I have assumed. I know it is done. And you carry on. You carry on with a quiet power, the power of one who is no longer hoping, but living from fulfillment. That is true faith. Not blind belief, but inner conviction so steady that the outer world must bend to reflect it. To persist is to walk by inner sight, not outer circumstances. You do not let time weaken your belief. You do not let doubt dissolve your vision. You become so deeply identified with the outcome that anything less feels unnatural. And as you hold this posture, the unseen begins to crystallize. The world changes, not because you begged it to, but because you never left the end. You never abandoned the state. You remained loyal to your vision, and that loyalty called it into form. Your persistence becomes the rhythm of your life. It becomes the steady heartbeat that says, it is done, it is done, it is done. And in time, that steady beat turns into the melody of your reality. You do not demand the outcome, you embody it. You do not chase it, you become it. And once you become it, the world cannot help but reflect what you are. That is the beauty of persistence. It is quiet, patient, unwavering, and infinitely creative. It is the path of the true alchemist, the one who transforms invisible faith into tangible reality. There is a state of consciousness more powerful than effort, more magnetic than strategy, and more transformative than action. It is the state of knowing that you are already supported by life, that you are divinely favored, and that everything is unfolding perfectly on your behalf. To live in the confidence of divine favor is to surrender the need to strive, to manipulate, or to prove your worth. It is to enter the stream of grace, where your assumptions draw experiences without force, and your presence speaks louder than your words. This confidence is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is rooted not in the ego, but in the recognition of your true identity as the operant power of your world. Imagine for a moment that you are a magnet, drawing towards you everything you desire. Every thought you think, every feeling you harbor is a force that shapes your reality. You are the creator of your world, and you can change it with the power of your mind. The key is not in the outside world, but within you, for the external is merely a reflection of your inner state. When you shift your thoughts to a place of certainty and belief, you align yourself with the very thing you want. You don't need to chase after what you desire. Rather, you must live as though it has already come. Feel the emotions of already having it. Embrace the state of being that aligns with your wish fulfilled. In this state, you become a magnet for your desires. You radiate the energy of your dream, and the universe responds by bringing it to you. It is not about forcing anything into existence or struggling to make things happen. It is about embodying the feeling of your desire as if it is already yours. When you truly believe that what you desire is already within your reach, the universe has no choice but to align with that belief and bring it to you. You must live in the end. Visualize the end result and feel the satisfaction of having it now. Your imagination is the key to unlocking the doors to your desires. Whatever you can vividly imagine and feel, you can manifest. The trick is to persist in this state of imagination, holding on to the feeling of already having your wish fulfilled. There is no room for doubt in this process. Doubt is the energy that repels, and belief is the energy that attracts. When you believe in the unseen, you are creating the conditions for its manifestation. The more you align your thoughts with your desires, the more quickly your world will shift to reflect them. Know that you are worthy of your desires. When you stop questioning your ability to attract what you want, the doors to abundance open. You are a powerful creator, and as you direct your thoughts toward what you want, you begin to draw everything towards you effortlessly. The universe is always responding to you, always working to bring you what you focus on. Trust that everything you need is already on its way, and all you need to do is be in the state of receiving it. With every thought, every feeling, you are calling forth the very experiences you wish to have. Live in the feeling of already being the person you wish to be, and watch the world around you change to reflect that truth. You are the creator of your reality. This concept is not just an abstract idea or a spiritual belief, but a fundamental truth about the way the universe works. The power to shape your life, your experiences, and the world around you lies within you. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are the seeds that plant the reality you live in, and it is through your inner world that you create the outer world. This is a profound realization, one that empowers you to take full responsibility for your life and recognize that the circumstances you find yourself in are not accidents, nor are they out of your control. You have the ability to change them. Everything you experience in your life is a reflection of the thoughts and feelings you hold within. Your outer world is simply a mirror of your inner state. If you look around you at your environment, relationships, career, health, or financial situation, you will see a reflection of your dominant beliefs, thoughts, and emotions. This is a key to understanding how to attract everything you desire. If you can change your inner world, you can change your outer world. The key is in recognizing that everything starts with you, and once you take control of your thoughts, everything in your life will begin to shift. Your mind is a powerful force. It has the ability to influence everything around you, and this is true whether you are consciously aware of it or not. Every thought that you think sends out a signal to the universe, a vibration that attracts corresponding energies, situations, and people into your life. It is this energy that shapes your experiences. Whether you are aware of it or not, your mind is always at work, sending out waves of energy that affect the world around you. This is why it's so important to be mindful of your thoughts, as they are the seeds that determine the future of your life. Your feelings amplify your thoughts. When you think a thought, your emotions give it power. To become a powerful creator of your reality, you must begin by recognizing the immense power you hold within you. No one else has the ability to shape your life as you do. Your circumstances do not determine your fate, your thoughts and feelings do. The moment you realize that you are not a victim of life, but rather a creator, you begin to shift your perspective. You stop looking at the world outside of you and blaming it for your problems, and you start looking inward, knowing that by changing your thoughts and emotions, you can change everything around you. This understanding also requires you to let go of the belief that external circumstances or people have power over you. This is a deeply ingrained idea many people hold, believing that things outside of themselves control their happiness, success, and peace of mind. But when you truly embrace the idea that you are the creator, you recognize that the power lies within your own mind. No situation, person, or event can determine your state of being unless you allow it to. Your thoughts and emotions are what shape your experiences, and you have the ability to direct them consciously. A common misconception is that we are passive observers of life, waiting for things to happen or for others to give us what we desire. The truth is that you are always actively creating. Even when you are unaware, your thoughts and emotions are creating your future. If you are focused on lack, fear, or frustration, you are creating more of the same. But when you shift your focus to abundance, love, and gratitude, you begin to attract those things into your life. The power lies not in what is happening outside of you, but in how you respond to it. The ability to control your response and your inner state is where your power lies. The moment you begin to take full responsibility for your reality, you begin to understand that the life you are living is not a random series of events. It is the direct result of the energy you are putting out into the world. The universe is constantly reflecting back to you the energy that you emit. If you want to change what you are experiencing, you must first change the energy you are sending out. This requires awareness and intentionality. You must become conscious of your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs, because they are the building blocks of your reality. To take full control of your reality, you must also practice trust and faith in the process. It can be easy to become frustrated when you don't immediately see results. But remember that the universe operates on a different timeline than the one you may be accustomed to. Your thoughts and feelings are constantly working to align you with what you desire, but the manifestation process takes time. Trust that the universe is always working in your favor, and that everything you desire is already on its way to you, even if you cannot see it yet. As you become more aware of the power within you, you will begin to notice the synchronicities and opportunities that appear in your life. When you align your thoughts and feelings with your desires, the universe will begin to rearrange itself to bring you what you want. People will show up, circumstances will shift, and things will start to fall into place. This is not by chance, but a natural result of your inner alignment with your desires. When you start to consciously create your reality, you also begin to recognize that everything is connected. The thoughts and feelings you hold not only affect your life, but also ripple out into the lives of others and the world as a whole. You become part of the greater web of creation, contributing to the collective energy that shapes the universe. When you consciously direct your energy towards what you want, you become a powerful force for positive change, both in your own life and in the world around you. In conclusion, you are the creator of your reality. Every thought you think, every feeling you feel, and every belief you hold has the power to shape the life you experience. The key to attracting everything you desire lies in realizing that the power is within you. When you take full responsibility for your inner world, you unlock the ability to create the life you truly desire. The universe is always responding to the energy you emit. So when you shift your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, you will begin to see the outer world shift to match your inner state. By becoming more aware of your thoughts and feelings, you can consciously align yourself with your desires, and the universe will bring everything to you effortlessly. To live in the end is to embody the state of your desire as if it has already been fulfilled. It is not about waiting for things to happen in the future or hoping for circumstances to align. It is about living and acting as though what you want has already manifested. When you adopt this mindset, you create the conditions for your desires to materialize effortlessly. This approach transcends the need for external validation or circumstances to change first, and instead focuses on the internal transformation that brings your external reality into alignment with your deepest wishes. The power of living in the end lies in its ability to shift your focus from lack to abundance. Often people chase after their desires, believing that they need to work hard, struggle, or wait for the right moment before they can have what they want. This creates a sense of separation between them and their desires, as if their dreams are something distant or unattainable. However, by living in the end, you close the gap between you and your desire. You stop seeing it as something that exists in the future, and you bring it into the present moment. This shift is subtle yet profound, for it changes how you relate to your desires and, in turn, how the universe responds to you. When you live in the end, you align yourself with the feeling of having already achieved your goal. It is not about merely wishing for something to happen or visualizing it briefly. It is about fully embodying the emotional experience of already possessing what you desire. You must feel the joy, satisfaction, and gratitude of already having your dream come true. The emotional charge you create by living in the end is what attracts your desires to you. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and when you vibrate at the frequency of having what you want, you begin to draw it into your experience. This way of living requires a shift in your thinking and emotional state. Many people mistakenly believe that their circumstances need to change first before they can feel the emotions of success, love, or abundance. But the truth is, it is your ability to feel those emotions now that creates the necessary conditions for change to occur. For example, if you desire financial abundance, instead of focusing on the lack of money or the struggle to acquire it, you must immerse yourself in the feeling of already being wealthy. Feel the sense of security, freedom, and joy that comes with financial abundance. Allow yourself to revel in the emotions of having more than enough, and by doing so, you begin to attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities that will make your financial desires a reality. The process of living in the end can be likened to an actor fully embodying a role. When an actor takes on a character, they don't merely pretend to be that person. They live and breathe the character, allowing themselves to feel as if they are that person. They immerse themselves in the story, the emotions, and the experience of the character. And through this process, they bring the character to life. In much the same way, when you live in the end, you must fully immerse yourself in the emotions of already having your desire. This is not a fleeting exercise, but a deep and continuous practice of assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. It is important to understand that living in the end is not about denying the reality of your current situation. Living in the end also requires faith in the process. It is easy to fall into the trap of impatience and doubt, especially when you don't see immediate results. However, trust in the process is essential. The universe operates on a different timeline than the one we may be used to. Just because you don't see changes right away doesn't mean they aren't happening. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are all working to bring your desire into fruition. When you live in the end, you trust that everything is unfolding as it should, even if you can't see the immediate signs of it. The power of living in the end is that it helps you step out of the mindset of lack and into the mindset of abundance. When you constantly focus on the absence of your desire, you are perpetuating the feeling of not having it, which only keeps it further away. On the other hand, when you focus on the end result, on the feeling of already having what you want, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance, and you begin to magnetize your desires to you. It's as though you are becoming a magnet for your own dreams, attracting them to you effortlessly. A key component of living in the end is being able to accept and embody your own worthiness. If you feel unworthy of receiving what you desire, or if you don't believe that it's possible for you to have it, you will struggle to live in the end. Living in the end requires a deep sense of self-love and belief that you are deserving of your desires. You must see yourself as the person who already has what you want, and from that place of self-worth you will naturally attract your desires. The law of attraction responds not just to what you think, but to how you feel. Your emotions are the language of the universe, and they communicate your vibrational frequency. When you feel the emotions associated with your desired outcome, you are signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive it. By living in the end, you are sending out the message that you have already reached your goal, and in turn, the universe begins to align circumstances, people, and opportunities to make that goal a reality. Living in the end is not a passive act. It is an active, deliberate choice to embody the energy of your desire. It requires commitment, trust, and the willingness to immerse yourself in the feeling of already having what you want. This practice may feel foreign or challenging at first, especially if your current reality seems far removed from your desires. However, the more you practice living in the end, the more natural it becomes. And over time, you will begin to notice the subtle and powerful ways in which your life begins to align with your desires. The key to living in the end is understanding that your feelings are the creative force behind your desires. The more you live in the end result, the more quickly and easily your desires will manifest in your life. By embodying the state of your desire already being fulfilled, you create the energetic conditions for it to become a reality. You begin to see the world around you shift as the universe responds to your inner state and brings forth the experiences, people, and opportunities that match your vibration. Imagination is your power. It is the most powerful tool you possess, and it has the potential to transform your life in ways beyond what you can currently comprehend. Your imagination is not just a faculty for daydreaming or escaping reality. It is the creative force that shapes the very world around you. Everything that exists in your life, whether it be the circumstances, relationships, or material possessions, began as a thought or an image in your mind. This is the key to attracting your desires. The ability to vividly imagine and feel the reality of what you want, as though it is already happening. Imagination is a bridge between the unseen and the seen. It is through the process of imagination that you tap into the creative power of the universe. When you imagine something vividly and with emotion, you send out powerful vibrations that resonate with the universe. These vibrations, in turn, begin to attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities necessary for the manifestation of your desires. The more real and tangible your imagined experience becomes, the more quickly it can materialize in the physical world. The role of imagination in the creative process cannot be overstated. When you think about what you want, you are planting a seed in your mind. However, it is through imagination that you nurture and cultivate this seed. To imagine is to see the end result of your desire, and it is in this state of imagination that you align with the energy of your goal. The more you immerse yourself in the feeling of having your desire fulfilled, the more likely it is that your external reality will shift to match it. The process of imagination involves more than simply visualizing a desired outcome. It requires you to feel the emotions that would come with the fulfillment of your wish. This emotional engagement is crucial because it is the feeling state that attracts your desires to you. Your emotions are a direct reflection of your vibrational frequency, and the stronger the emotion, the more powerful your attraction becomes. This is why it is important not just to imagine the outcome of your desires, but to feel as if you have already attained them. When you combine vivid imagery with strong, positive emotions, you create a magnetic force that draws your desires to you. Your imagination is a limitless realm, unrestricted by time, space, or circumstances. This means that there are no boundaries to what you can create. You can imagine yourself as a successful entrepreneur, living in the home of your dreams, or surrounded by loving and supportive relationships. The key to manifesting these desires is to not only imagine them, but to feel them as real. The more you immerse yourself in the imagined experience, the more it becomes a part of your reality. This is why imagination is so powerful. It allows you to transcend the limitations of your current reality and step into the experience of your future reality. The key to effective imagination is practice. Like any skill, the more you use your imagination, the more refined and powerful it becomes. Many people are unaware of the full potential of their imagination and fail to utilize it to its fullest extent. They may daydream or fantasize about what they want, but they fail to truly engage their emotions and immerse themselves in the experience. To harness the full power of your imagination, you must do more than visualize. You must live the experience emotionally as though it is happening right now. For example, if you desire financial abundance, don't just imagine having a large sum of money. Instead, imagine the feelings of security, freedom, and joy that would accompany that abundance. Picture yourself living a life free of financial stress, where you can pursue your passions and live without limitations. Feel the emotions of relief and gratitude for the abundance you now possess. This emotional engagement is what fuels the creative process and accelerates the manifestation of your desires. Imagination is also a powerful tool for overcoming limiting beliefs and doubts. When you use your imagination to envision the fulfillment of your desires, you begin to shift your mindset from one of scarcity or limitation to one of abundance and possibility. The more you imagine yourself in possession of what you want, the more you begin to believe that it is possible for you to have it. Imagination helps to reprogram your subconscious mind, replacing old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. It is through the power of imagination that you begin to see the world differently, and as a result, you start to attract different experiences into your life. Another key aspect of imagination is its ability to bypass the logical, analytical mind. The conscious mind tends to focus on what is currently possible, based on past experiences and perceived limitations. However, the subconscious mind, where imagination thrives, is not bound by these limitations. When you engage in imaginative exercises, you enter a state where anything is possible. This is why imagination is so powerful. It allows you to envision a reality that may seem impossible in the physical world, but is completely accessible in the realm of thought and feeling. By allowing yourself to fully embrace the limitless nature of your imagination, you open the door to infinite possibilities. Your imagination also has the power to attract solutions to problems that may seem insurmountable. When you vividly imagine your desired outcome, you are not just envisioning the end result, you are also sending out a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive the guidance and support necessary to achieve it. Often, solutions to challenges will come to you in the form of ideas, insights, or opportunities that were previously unavailable. Your imagination primes you to recognize and seize these opportunities when they arise. One of the most powerful aspects of imagination is that it allows you to tap into the frequency of your desires, even before they appear in physical form. By imagining your desires as already fulfilled, you align yourself with the energy of abundance and success. This alignment is what makes the manifestation process so effortless. The more you practice imagining your desires, the more you begin to shift your vibrational frequency, and as a result, you start to draw those desires closer to you. Imagination is a dynamic force that can be used not only for personal growth, but also for creating change in the world around you. The power of a collective imagination is immense. When individuals come together to imagine a better world, they create a collective energy that can influence the world in profound ways. This is why it is so important to cultivate a positive, expansive imagination, not just for your personal desires, but also for the greater good. As you engage your imagination to create the life you desire, you are also contributing to the collective vision of a better, more abundant world. Imagination is a direct link to your inner creative power. By using your imagination to vividly picture the reality you want to experience, you step into the role of the creator, actively participating in the unfolding of your life. Through this creative process, you begin to see that you are not a passive observer of your reality, but a powerful creator who shapes every experience. By practicing the art of imaginative creation, you awaken your inherent power and begin to manifest your desires with increasing ease and joy. The more you tap into the power of your imagination, the more you will realize just how much control you have over the life you create. Gratitude is the most magnetic force in the universe. It is the key that unlocks the flow of abundance into your life. When you express gratitude, you align yourself with the frequency of appreciation and abundance, which automatically attracts more of the same. It is a simple yet profound practice that transforms your perspective on life and opens the door to receiving your desires effortlessly. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking in your life to what is already present, and in doing so, it amplifies your ability to attract more of what you desire. At the heart of gratitude lies the understanding that everything you experience, no matter how big or small, is a gift. This mindset of appreciation is not only about acknowledging the good things in your life, but also about embracing every experience as an opportunity for growth and expansion. When you adopt a gratitude-based mindset, you shift your relationship with life. You stop viewing challenges as obstacles or setbacks and start seeing them as stepping stones that lead you closer to your goals. You begin to understand that every moment, every experience, and every person is a part of the grand design that brings you closer to your desired reality. The power of gratitude lies in its ability to change your vibration. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and gratitude is one of the highest frequencies you can offer. When you express gratitude, you send out a powerful signal to the universe that you are open and receptive to receiving more blessings. This signal creates a magnetic pull that attracts more positive experiences, people, and opportunities into your life. The more you practice gratitude, the more you begin to see the world around you change. What once seemed like a struggle becomes a flow of abundance and opportunities. Gratitude shifts your mindset from a place of lack to a place of abundance, and in doing so, it draws abundance to you. Gratitude also helps you cultivate a sense of inner peace. When you are grateful, you are fully present in the moment, appreciating the here and now. This presence allows you to release the anxiety or stress about the future or the past. You let go of the need for things to be different, and instead you find joy in what already is. The more you practice gratitude, the more you realize that you have everything you need in this moment. You no longer feel the need to chase after external circumstances to find fulfillment, because you recognize that fulfillment is already within you. Gratitude grounds you in the present, helping you to appreciate the beauty and abundance that is already available to you. One of the most transformative aspects of gratitude is its ability to rewire your brain. Studies have shown that regularly practicing gratitude has a profound impact on your brain, increasing activity in areas associated with happiness, contentment, and joy. By making gratitude a daily practice, you begin to create new neural pathways that reinforce positive thinking and attract more of what you want. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you train your mind to seek out the positive aspects of every situation. Over time, this shift in focus becomes automatic, and you begin to experience more joy, satisfaction, and abundance, without even having to consciously try. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is its ability to heal. When you are in a state of gratitude, you naturally release any feelings of resentment, anger, or frustration that may be holding you back. These negative emotions are often tied to past experiences or unmet expectations, and they create a blockage in your energy field. When you practice gratitude, you dissolve these blockages and open yourself to receiving new blessings. Gratitude is a powerful form of emotional and energetic cleansing that frees you from the weight of negative emotions and helps you align with the flow of abundance. When you express gratitude, you also create a ripple effect in the world around you. Gratitude is contagious, and when you show appreciation to others, you inspire them to do the same. This positive energy radiates out from you, creating a cycle of giving and receiving that amplifies your own experiences of abundance. The more you practice gratitude, the more you begin to notice the beauty and kindness in the world around you. You attract people who are also vibrating at the frequency of appreciation, and together you create a harmonious flow of energy that supports the manifestation of your desires. Gratitude also helps to strengthen your connection with the universe. When you express gratitude for the things you have and the experiences you've had, you acknowledge the divine intelligence that is at work in your life. You recognize that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you don't fully understand the reasons behind it. Gratitude deepens your sense of trust in the universe and in the process of manifestation. You begin to realize that everything is happening for your highest good, and that you are always supported by the unseen forces of the universe. This trust allows you to let go of the need for control and to surrender to the flow of life, knowing that everything you desire is already on its way to you. The practice of gratitude also allows you to create a strong foundation of self-love. When you are grateful for the things you have, you are also affirming your own worthiness. You are acknowledging that you deserve all the good things that come your way. This sense of self-worth is essential for attracting what you desire because the universe will only reflect back to you the level of worthiness you feel for yourself. When you practice gratitude, you elevate your self-worth, and as a result, you begin to magnetize experiences that reflect your newfound sense of value. Gratitude is a tool for shifting your perspective. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your attention away from what you don't have or what you feel is missing. This shift in focus allows you to experience more joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment in your life. It is easy to get caught up in the cycle of wanting more or feeling like something is lacking, but gratitude brings you back to the present moment, where you realize that everything you need is already here. This shift in perception is one of the most powerful tools you can use to align yourself with the abundance you desire. Gratitude is not just about expressing appreciation for the big things in your life, but also for the small, everyday moments that often go unnoticed. When you take time to appreciate the little things, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of your favorite food, the laughter of a friend, you begin to see the richness of life that is always available to you. Gratitude helps you to savor these moments, and as you do, you begin to attract more moments to be grateful for. In every moment, you have the choice to either focus on what you don't have or to focus on what you are grateful for. When you choose gratitude, you align with the energy of abundance, and the universe responds by bringing more of what you appreciate into your life. The more you practice gratitude, the more you begin to see your desires manifest with ease. Gratitude is the key that opens the door to a life filled with joy, abundance, and fulfillment. By embracing gratitude as a way of life, you create a powerful magnetic force that draws everything you desire to you. The state of belief plays an integral role in your ability to attract everything you desire. What you believe about yourself and the world around you directly influences what you are able to manifest. Beliefs are not just passive thoughts. They are the foundational structures that shape your reality. Every experience, every encounter, and every outcome in your life is shaped by the beliefs you hold at the deepest level. These beliefs act like a filter through which you perceive the world and in turn create your life experiences. Therefore, your ability to attract what you want is directly tied to the nature of your beliefs. Beliefs have power because they influence your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions. If you hold a belief that you are deserving of success, love, or abundance, you will naturally act in ways that align with those beliefs. You will make decisions that reflect your worthiness, seek opportunities that match your desires, and engage with people who affirm your beliefs about yourself. Conversely, if you hold limiting beliefs, such as the belief that you are unworthy, unlucky, or incapable of achieving your dreams, you will unknowingly block your own desires. Limiting beliefs keep you stuck in patterns of doubt and fear, preventing you from taking the necessary actions to manifest your goals. One of the most powerful tools for attracting what you desire is changing your beliefs. In order to manifest your desires, you must first begin by identifying and changing any negative or limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. The process of shifting your beliefs starts with becoming aware of them. Many of the beliefs you hold were formed in childhood, often as a result of societal conditioning, family dynamics, or past experiences. These beliefs may not be consciously acknowledged, but they are deeply ingrained in your subconscious mind. They shape your thoughts and influence the way you interact with the world, even when you are unaware of them. The first step in changing your beliefs is to recognize that they are not fixed truths. They are simply patterns of thought that have been reinforced over time. Beliefs are not inherent truths about who you are or what is possible for you. They are learned behaviors that can be unlearned and replaced with more empowering beliefs. Once you understand this, you free yourself from the limitations of past conditioning and open yourself up to the possibility of creating new, more empowering beliefs that align with your desires. To replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, you must begin by affirming what you want to believe. For example, if you have a belief that success is difficult to attain, you can begin to affirm that success is easy and natural for you. Repeating these affirmations consistently rewires your subconscious mind, gradually shifting your belief system to reflect a more positive and empowering outlook. It is important to note that beliefs are not changed overnight. It takes time and consistent effort to reprogram your subconscious mind, but the results are worth it. The more you affirm and believe in your new beliefs, the more they will take root in your subconscious, and the more your reality will begin to shift in alignment with those beliefs. A key part of this process is learning to trust in the power of belief. Your beliefs are powerful enough to shape your reality, and when you trust in your ability to change them, you begin to unlock new levels of possibility. Trusting in your beliefs means embracing the idea that you are capable of achieving your desires and that you have the power to change your circumstances. Trusting in your beliefs also means having the faith that the universe will support you in manifesting your goals, even if you don't see immediate results. Belief is an act of surrender. It is trusting that everything is unfolding as it should, and that your desires are on their way to you, even when the physical evidence is not yet visible. Belief also works in tandem with your emotional state. When you believe in the possibility of your desires, you align yourself with the emotional frequency of already having them. This emotional alignment is essential for attracting what you want because the universe responds to your emotional state. Emotions are the language of the universe, and when you believe in the reality of your desires, you naturally begin to feel the emotions associated with their fulfillment. This emotional charge amplifies the power of your belief and sends out a magnetic signal that attracts your desires to you. For example, if you believe that financial abundance is coming your way, you will begin to feel the emotions of security, joy, and gratitude, which in turn will attract more financial abundance into your life. Belief also plays a crucial role in overcoming obstacles and challenges. The journey to manifesting your desires is rarely a straight path. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, and setbacks along the way. However, when you hold a strong belief in the inevitability of your success, you will navigate these challenges with resilience and determination. Belief acts as a guiding light that keeps you moving forward, even when things seem uncertain. It is through belief that you can turn perceived obstacles into opportunities for growth and transformation. Every challenge becomes a lesson that propels you closer to your goals. Your belief in the possibility of success is also what fuels your actions. The more you believe that your desires are within reach, the more motivated and inspired you will feel to take the necessary steps toward manifesting them. Your actions are a reflection of your beliefs, and when you believe that success is inevitable, you will naturally take consistent, inspired action toward your goals. Conversely, if you doubt your ability to achieve your desires, you may find yourself procrastinating or avoiding action altogether. This inaction only reinforces the belief that your desires are unattainable, creating a cycle of resistance that keeps your dreams at bay. The power of belief is also amplified when you believe in yourself. Self-belief is the foundation of all other beliefs. When you believe in your own abilities, your worthiness, and your capacity to achieve great things, you send out a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive what you desire. Self-belief is the key to unlocking your full potential, and it is the starting point for manifesting everything you want. When you trust in your own capabilities, you open yourself up to limitless possibilities and begin to see opportunities everywhere you go. Self-belief empowers you to take bold action, step outside of your comfort zone, and pursue your dreams with unwavering determination. One of the most profound aspects of belief is its ability to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you believe in your success, you naturally start to make choices that align with your beliefs. These choices, in turn, create the conditions for success to manifest. Belief creates a ripple effect that influences your thoughts, actions, and the circumstances around you. By believing in the inevitability of your desires, you essentially set the stage for them to come to fruition. Finally, it is important to remember that belief is not about blind faith or wishful thinking. It is about embodying the truth that what you desire is already yours. Belief is about understanding that the universe is always in a state of flow and that you are a powerful creator who can shape your reality. When you believe in the power of your own mind, your ability to attract what you want becomes limitless. By shifting your beliefs, you create the foundation for all your desires to manifest, and you step into your true power as a creator of your reality. Imagine for a moment that you are the master of your destiny. Picture yourself as the ruler of your own universe, not through force or control, but by the power of belief. You possess the ability to shape your life, to mold your reality, simply by acting as if you already have everything you desire. What would that look like for you? How would you walk, talk, and think if you knew, without a doubt, that you own the world around you? To own the world does not mean to claim physical possessions, but to embody a mindset of certainty and abundance. It means to know deep within that whatever you desire is already yours. You no longer wait for the circumstances to align, you step into the feeling of already having it. This is the key. When you act as if you already possess what you want, the world has no choice but to mirror back that same energy. You are not bound by time, space, or external conditions. The world bends to the consciousness you carry within you. When you embody the feeling of ownership, the universe responds. It does not question your intentions or your worth. It simply mirrors the energy you radiate. To own the world is to claim your divine birthright, to know that nothing is beyond your reach. You do not chase what you desire, you attract it effortlessly by living in the knowing that it is already part of your reality. Every thought you hold, every word you speak, every action you take is an affirmation of your power. When you act as if you own the world, you become the living embodiment of your desires. You do not hope or wish for things to come to you. You simply know they will, because you already possess them in the realm of consciousness. In this state, you are not a passive observer of life. You are an active creator, shaping your experience with every thought and feeling. It is not about pretending or putting on a mask. It is about aligning with the truth that you are already the person you wish to become. Your world will shift when you change your inner state. The moment you assume the feeling of ownership, the universe begins to unfold in ways that were once beyond your imagination. It is not about force, it is about alignment. The more you align with the truth of your power, the more the world will reflect that truth back to you. You are the creator of your world. The world responds to the energy you put out, and when you own your desires, you become an unstoppable force. Step into the feeling of ownership. Live as if you already possess everything you desire, and watch as your world transforms to reflect that truth. To embody the mindset of ownership is to step fully into the realization that you are the master of your reality, and that everything you desire is not something you must pursue or chase, but something that is already yours. This mindset is rooted in the understanding that the power to create and transform your world lies entirely within you. It is about living and acting as though your desires have already been fulfilled, regardless of the external circumstances. When you step into this mindset, you begin to understand that your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings shape the fabric of your experience. The act of owning the world is not about physical control or possession of material things. It is a mental and emotional state, a shift in consciousness that transcends physical reality. It means fully embracing the belief that your thoughts are the creative force in your life and that they dictate the course of your experience. When you live with this mindset, you no longer wait for the world to change around you. You understand that the world you perceive is a reflection of what is happening within you. Your inner state is the determining factor in what you experience outwardly. To act as if you already own the world means to move through life with the understanding that everything you desire is already available to you in the realm of thought and feeling. It means shifting from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. It means knowing that you have access to everything you need, not in the future, but right now. This is a profound shift that requires a deep level of self-trust and belief in your own power. You must come to realize that your desires are not something you must strive for. They are something you must step into, claim, and embody. When you begin to act as though you already own the world, your external reality will begin to align with this new internal belief. The universe responds to the vibration you emit. If you constantly affirm through your thoughts and actions that you are a person who possesses everything you need, then your reality will reflect that. The key here is consistency. It's not about occasional bursts of belief, but rather living in alignment with the knowledge that what you desire is already yours. This doesn't mean that life will suddenly become easy or that things will fall into your lap without any effort. Rather, it means that you are now aligning your energy with the frequency of abundance and ownership. This alignment creates opportunities, ideas, and circumstances that will help bring your desires into reality. When you act as if you own the world, you begin to attract the people, situations, and experiences that are in harmony with your belief system. Living with this mindset also requires letting go of the need for validation or approval from the outside world. When you own the world, you no longer seek to prove your worth to others or to gain their approval. You simply know your value and you act accordingly. This is an incredibly freeing realization because it removes the burden of external expectations. You are no longer living to meet the standards set by society, family, or anyone else. Instead, you are living according to your own internal compass, and that is the only thing that matters. In this space of ownership, you can step fully into your power, knowing that there is no limitation to what you can achieve. The idea of scarcity or limitation becomes irrelevant. You understand that there is an infinite supply of abundance in all areas of life: love, success, wealth, health, and happiness. The world does not operate under the illusion of lack. This is simply a belief that many hold, but it is not the truth of the universe. The universe operates in abundance, and once you embody that truth, the world begins to reflect it back to you. The key to this mindset is acting as if. Acting as if you already own the world means you step into the role of the person who already possesses everything they desire. This is not an act of pretending or faking it. It is a deep inner knowing that your desires are already on their way to you and that you are worthy of them. When you act as if, you don't wait for the external world to validate your feelings or circumstances. You don't wait for permission to live fully. You live as if you are already the person you wish to become. You embody the emotions, the thoughts, and the actions of that person right now. This process of acting as if is powerful because it creates a shift in your consciousness. As you begin to act in alignment with your desires, your mind starts to accept that you are the person who owns the world. This internal shift begins to dissolve any doubts or fears that might have previously held you back. You begin to understand that your desires are not some far-off dream, but an extension of your true self, waiting to be realized. When you live with a mindset of ownership, there is no room for self-doubt. The question of am I worthy or do I deserve this becomes irrelevant, because you have already decided that you are worthy. You have already accepted that you are deserving of everything you desire. In this state of ownership, you move through life with an unshakable confidence. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself, seek approval, or prove your worth. You simply act as though the world is already yours, because in truth it is. The power of this mindset is in its ability to transform your entire experience. When you fully step into the belief that you own the world, you begin to see the world as a place full of infinite possibilities. You stop seeing obstacles and challenges as insurmountable problems, and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. You begin to see the people around you not as competitors or threats, but as collaborators who are on the same journey. The world becomes a place of abundance, and you begin to realize that you are a co-creator with the universe. This shift requires you to trust in the unseen. It requires you to believe in the power of your own mind and the ability to manifest your desires through thought and belief. You begin to understand that the outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and when you change your inner world, the outer world must follow. This is the essence of owning the world, not in the sense of controlling or dominating, but in the sense of living with the understanding that you have the power to create your reality. You are the creator, the master of your world, and everything you desire is already on its way to you. Acting as if you own the world is about fully embracing your creative power, stepping into your worthiness, and living in alignment with your deepest desires. It is a way of being that transcends external circumstances and anchors you in the truth that you are the master of your reality. By acting as if, you unlock the door to unlimited possibilities and transform your life in ways you never thought possible. The power of belief is an incredibly transformative force. It shapes everything we experience in life, from the simplest moments to the most profound ones. Our beliefs act as the lens through which we view the world and determine how we respond to the challenges and opportunities that come our way. To fully understand the power of belief, it is essential to realize that our beliefs are not just abstract ideas or concepts. They are the foundation of the reality we create. Every thought we think, every feeling we feel, and every action we take is based on a belief, whether conscious or unconscious. These beliefs shape our circumstances and draw experiences into our lives that reflect what we believe to be true. When we begin to understand the power of belief, we begin to see that we are not passive participants in life, we are active creators. The external world is not something that happens to us by chance or because of outside forces. It is the direct reflection of the internal beliefs we hold. In this way, our beliefs hold the power to shape and change our reality. What we believe to be true about ourselves, about others, and about the world around us is what we experience. This is the fundamental law of creation. What we believe, we create. The power of belief lies in its ability to influence our perception and our behavior. Our beliefs dictate how we see ourselves and our potential. If we believe that we are worthy of love, success, and abundance, we begin to see opportunities for those things everywhere. We begin to take actions that align with those beliefs. And we attract people and situations that reflect our beliefs back to us. On the other hand, if we believe that we are unworthy or undeserving, we may unconsciously sabotage our efforts or fail to recognize the opportunities around us. The power of belief is so strong because it operates beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. Often we are unaware of the beliefs that are driving our actions, but they are always there, shaping our experiences. Belief also has the power to transform our emotional state. When we hold positive, empowering beliefs about ourselves and the world, we feel confident, inspired, and motivated. We are more likely to take action, and that action is more likely to lead to success. On the other hand, when we hold limiting or negative beliefs, we feel fear, doubt, and insecurity. These emotions can paralyze us and keep us from moving forward. Our beliefs affect our energy and the way we interact with the world, and that energy has a direct impact on what we attract into our lives. One of the most profound aspects of belief is its ability to influence our reality in ways we may not fully understand. Often we are unaware of the extent to which our beliefs shape our lives. For example, when we believe that something is impossible, we may find countless reasons why it cannot be done. But when we believe that something is possible, we are more likely to find solutions and take the necessary steps to achieve it. This is because belief shifts our focus. When we believe something is possible, our mind begins to search for ways to make it happen, and we become open to new ideas and opportunities. When we believe something is impossible, our mind looks for evidence to support that belief, and we become closed off to possibilities. The power of belief also lies in its ability to create momentum. When we begin to believe in ourselves and our ability to create the life we desire, we create a positive feedback loop. We take action, and as a result, we begin to experience small successes. These successes reinforce our belief in ourselves, which in turn leads us to take even more action. The more we believe in our ability to create, the more our reality aligns with that belief. Belief creates momentum, and momentum creates results. Another powerful aspect of belief is its ability to transcend time and space. Often we operate under the illusion that we must wait for external circumstances to change before we can experience what we desire. But the truth is that belief is not bound by time or space. We can begin to create our desired reality right now in the present moment, simply by shifting our belief. When we act as if our desires are already fulfilled, the universe begins to respond to that energy. The more we believe that we already have what we desire, the more we attract it into our lives. The law of attraction is simply the manifestation of belief in action. Belief also has the power to heal. Our beliefs about our health, our bodies, and our potential to heal have a profound impact on our well-being. When we believe that we are healthy, vibrant, and capable of healing, our body responds accordingly. This is not to say that belief alone can cure all ailments, but it does play a significant role in the healing process. The placebo effect is a perfect example of this. When people believe that a treatment or remedy will work, even if it is just a sugar pill, their bodies often respond as though the treatment is real. This is the power of belief in action. Our thoughts and beliefs influence our physical reality, including our health. The power of belief also extends to the way we perceive others and the world around us. Our beliefs about people, relationships, and opportunities shape the way we interact with them. If we believe that people are kind, generous, and supportive, we tend to attract those types of people into our lives. If we believe that the world is a hostile and unfair place, we may encounter more negativity and struggle. Our beliefs about the world color our experiences and influence the opportunities that come our way. It is important to recognize that beliefs are not set in stone. They can be changed and transformed at any time. In fact, one of the most empowering things we can do is to challenge our limiting beliefs and replace them with more positive, empowering ones. This requires self-awareness and a willingness to question the beliefs that no longer serve us. When we consciously choose to believe in our worth, in our potential, and in the abundance of the universe, we begin to shift our reality. It is a process that takes time, but with consistent effort we can transform our beliefs and, in turn, transform our lives. The power of belief is an untapped resource within each of us. It is the key to unlocking our full potential and creating the life we desire. By consciously choosing to believe in our ability to create, we step into a world of limitless possibilities. When we believe in ourselves and in the infinite abundance of the universe, we begin to see that the only limits are the ones we place on ourselves. The power of belief is not something we need to search for outside of ourselves. It is already within us, waiting to be activated. When we align our beliefs with our deepest desires, the universe responds in kind, and we begin to create the reality we have always dreamed of. The idea of attraction over chase is a transformative shift in perspective that holds the potential to change the way we experience life. It shifts the focus from striving and forcing outcomes to an approach rooted in trust, arousing, and alignment. In a world where we are often taught to chase after what we want, whether it's success, love, wealth, or recognition, this shift might seem counterintuitive. But when we understand the deeper workings of the universe and the mind, it becomes clear that what we truly seek can be drawn to us when we adopt the right mindset. Chasing implies a sense of lack and desperation, as if we are running after something that is out of reach. It often involves a continual effort to obtain what we think we need or want, believing that we must actively pursue it and that our happiness or success depends on obtaining it. This chase can lead to stress, burnout, and frustration, because the more we chase something, the more it feels like it's slipping further away. There is an inherent contradiction in this approach. By constantly focusing on the pursuit, we continue to affirm a belief that we do not already have what we desire. The energy we put into the chase is often one of scarcity and lack, which paradoxically keeps us from attracting what we truly want. Attraction, on the other hand, operates from a different energy. It is based on the understanding that what we desire is already available to us, and that we do not have to fight or strive for it. The concept of attraction suggests that when we align our thoughts, feelings, and actions with our desires, we naturally draw them into our lives. It operates on the law of attraction, which posits that like attracts like. Our energy and vibration attract similar energy and experiences into our lives. This means that rather than chasing after what we want, we shift our focus to becoming the type of person who is in alignment with those desires. When we focus on attraction, we begin to realize that we are not separate from the world around us. We are all interconnected, and our internal state of being plays a crucial role in determining the experiences we attract. The key to attracting what we want is not in the act of seeking it with urgency, but in embodying the qualities and mindset of someone who already has it. This is where the power of alignment comes into play. The more aligned we are with the feeling of having what we desire, the more likely we are to attract it into our lives. Attraction is rooted in the understanding that abundance is everywhere. When we chase something, we are operating from the belief that there is not enough, that what we want is scarce or outside of us. But the law of attraction is based on the truth that abundance is limitless and available to everyone. It requires us to step into the belief that we are deserving of all the good things the universe has to offer. Instead of constantly pursuing our desires, we learn to align ourselves with them, knowing that they are already on their way to us. The first step in shifting from a mindset of chasing to one of attraction is to embrace the present moment. Often we chase after our desires because we believe that once we obtain them, we will be happy. But happiness, fulfillment, and peace come not from the acquisition of external things, but from a state of inner alignment and contentment. When we focus on attraction, we stop measuring our worth or happiness based on external achievements. We begin to find joy in the present moment, and from that place of peace, we can naturally draw in the experiences we want. This shift also requires a deep level of trust in ourselves, trust in the process, and trust in the universe. We must trust that what we desire is already on its way to us, and that the universe will deliver it at the right time. Trusting the process of attraction means letting go of the need to control the outcome or dictate the timing. Instead of trying to force things into place, we allow them to unfold naturally. This trust is incredibly freeing because it removes the pressure and anxiety associated with chasing. When we trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing, we can relax and enjoy the journey, knowing that we are on the right path. Another important aspect of the attraction mindset is the practice of self-love and self-worth. When we chase after something, we often do so from a place of feeling incomplete or unworthy. We believe that we need to have something outside of ourselves to feel whole or fulfilled. But when we focus on attraction, we recognize that we are already complete and deserving of all the blessings life has to offer. By cultivating a deep sense of self-worth, we become a magnet for positive experiences. We stop seeking external validation because we have already validated ourselves internally. This self-assurance is key in attracting the things we desire, as the universe responds to the energy we radiate. Attraction also requires a level of detachment. This may seem contradictory at first, as the law of attraction emphasizes the importance of focusing on what we want. But detachment means releasing any attachment to the outcome and trusting that what is meant for us will come to us effortlessly. We do not need to force or manipulate situations to make our desires manifest. When we detach from the need to control the outcome, we allow the universe to work its magic and bring us what we truly desire, often in ways that we could never have imagined. By focusing on attraction rather than chase, we also move away from a mindset of competition and comparison. When we chase, we often measure our success against others, believing that we must beat them to what we want. This creates unnecessary stress and anxiety, as we feel that there is a limited amount of success or abundance in the world. But the reality is that there is enough for everyone. The more we focus on attraction, the more we understand that someone else's success does not diminish our own. There is no need to compete because there is more than enough for everyone to thrive. This mindset of abundance allows us to celebrate others' successes without feeling threatened, and it naturally attracts success into our own lives. Attraction also involves the act of being open to receiving. Many of us are more comfortable with giving than receiving, believing that we must earn or work hard for everything we want. But in order to attract what we desire, we must be willing to receive it. This means opening ourselves up to the possibilities that the universe has to offer, even if they don't look exactly how we imagined. Sometimes the universe delivers our desires in unexpected ways, and being open to receiving them in all forms allows us to experience the full abundance that is available to us. Ultimately, the shift from chasing to attracting is about shifting our energy from a place of scarcity and desperation to one of abundance and trust. When we stop chasing, we stop affirming that we lack what we want. Instead, we step into the energy of knowing that we already have everything we need within us. This alignment with our desires draws them to us effortlessly. The more we focus on attraction, the more we begin to see evidence of our desires showing up in our lives, often in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. It is a process of allowing, trusting, and aligning with the natural flow of abundance that is always available to us. Living with a deep sense of belief in your worth and the inherent value of your desires is perhaps one of the most empowering shifts you can make. This belief is the foundation of everything that follows. When you truly understand that you are deserving of all the good things life has to offer, it changes how you approach the world. It shapes your behavior, your thoughts, and ultimately the experiences you attract. To live in a way that reflects this truth, knowing that you deserve the abundance, love, and success you seek, is to step into a life of empowerment and limitless possibility. At the core of this belief is the understanding that your worth is not dependent on external validation, achievements, or the opinions of others. It is intrinsic to who you are. Your value is inherent, and it exists simply because you exist. This is a powerful realization because it removes the constant need to prove your worth to anyone or anything. When you truly believe in your inherent worth, you stop seeking external validation. You no longer look for approval, praise, or recognition from others to feel worthy. Instead, you recognize that your worth is not something that can be given or taken away by others. It simply is. This belief frees you from the pressure of constantly trying to meet the expectations of others, and instead, it empowers you to live in alignment with your own truth. This belief in your worth also serves as the bedrock of self-confidence. When you know deep down that you are worthy of your desires, you begin to act with a confidence that is unshakable. You no longer second-guess your decisions or feel uncertain about your abilities. You move through life with a sense of assuredness because you know that you are deserving of everything you seek. This confidence radiates outward and affects how others perceive you. People are naturally drawn to individuals who exude self-assurance because confidence signals that you know your value. As a result, opportunities, relationships, and experiences begin to unfold effortlessly as a reflection of this newfound belief in yourself. One of the most profound shifts that occurs when you embrace the belief in your worth is the way you begin to treat yourself. If you believe that you deserve the best, you start to make choices that reflect that belief. You begin to prioritize your well-being, your happiness, and your needs. You no longer settle for situations or relationships that do not honor your value. You set boundaries that protect your energy and your peace. You make choices that align with your highest good, because you recognize that you are worthy of living a life that reflects your true potential. This shift in how you treat yourself directly influences how others treat you. When you honor your worth, you set the standard for how others should treat you, and you attract people who respect and value you in the same way. Believing in your worth also means believing in your right to have the things you desire. So often, people hold back from pursuing their dreams or asking for what they want because they don't feel worthy of receiving it. They might believe that they don't deserve success, love, or financial abundance. And as a result, they subconsciously sabotage their efforts or hold themselves back from fully embracing what they desire. But when you truly believe in your worth, you no longer feel guilty for wanting the best for yourself. You stop apologizing for your desires, and you begin to take inspired action toward them with full conviction. You understand that your desires are not frivolous or selfish. They are a reflection of your true potential, and they are meant to be fulfilled. The belief in your worth also expands to how you see others. When you recognize your own value, you begin to see the value in others as well. You stop judging, comparing, or competing, because you realize that everyone is worthy of love, success, and abundance in their own right. This shift fosters deeper connections and more meaningful relationships. Instead of viewing people as obstacles or threats, you see them as collaborators on the same journey. You understand that there is enough for everyone, and that someone else's success does not diminish your own. This mindset allows you to celebrate the success of others, knowing that there is an abundance of opportunities in the world for everyone to thrive. Believing in your worth also means believing in your ability to create the life you desire. So often people feel powerless in the face of their circumstances. They believe that they are at the mercy of the world, that they are victims of their circumstances or the actions of others. But when you believe in your worth, you recognize that you have the power to create change in your life. You no longer see yourself as helpless or powerless. You see yourself as a powerful creator, capable of shaping your reality. This shift in perspective allows you to take full responsibility for your life and to take action that is aligned with your desires. You understand that you are not a passive participant in life. You are an active creator, and everything you need to create your ideal reality is already within you. The belief in your worth also goes hand in hand with self-compassion. When you truly believe that you are worthy, you treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when things don't go as planned. Instead of being hard on yourself or criticizing your mistakes, you offer yourself the same compassion you would offer a friend. You recognize that setbacks are a natural part of the journey and that they do not define your worth. This self-compassion allows you to move through challenges with grace, knowing that you are deserving of success and happiness no matter what obstacles you encounter. It also helps you to let go of guilt and self-judgment, allowing you to embrace your imperfections and learn from your experiences without feeling like you are somehow less worthy because of them. When you truly believe in your worth, you also start to recognize and release the limiting beliefs that have held you back. Many people carry around unconscious beliefs that they are not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, or not deserving of the things they want. These beliefs are often rooted in past experiences, societal conditioning, or the opinions of others. But when you believe in your worth, you begin to see through these limiting beliefs. You recognize them for what they are, false stories that no longer serve you. And as you release these beliefs, you make space for new, empowering beliefs that align with your true potential. You begin to see yourself as capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, because you know deep down that you are worthy of success, love, and happiness. The belief in your worth also enables you to live authentically. When you truly know your value, you no longer feel the need to conform to societal expectations or to live up to someone else's standards. You stop hiding behind a mask and start living in alignment with your true self. You embrace your uniqueness, your quirks, and your individuality because you understand that you are worthy of being fully expressed as who you are. This authenticity not only feels freeing, but it also attracts the people and opportunities that align with your true essence. When you show up as your authentic self, you create an energetic alignment with your desires and you begin to attract the experiences that resonate with your soul. Believing in your worth is not just about feeling good about yourself. It is about stepping into your power and taking action in alignment with your true potential. It is about recognizing that you are deserving of the life you want and that you have everything within you to create it. When you believe in your worth, you stop limiting yourself and you begin to embrace the full spectrum of possibilities that life has to offer. You stop waiting for permission from others and you step into your own greatness with confidence and conviction. You know deep in your soul that you are worthy of all the abundance, success, love, and happiness the universe has to offer, and you are ready to receive it. To live as if you already own the world is to shift your perspective from one of lack and limitation to one of abundance and power. When you act as if you own the world, you embrace the mentality of a creator rather than a mere observer of your circumstances. This shift involves more than just thinking positively or visualizing success. It is about embodying a new level of self-belief and confidence that permeates every aspect of your life. The concept of acting as if you own the world is not about arrogance or delusion. It is about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the truth that you are capable of creating the life you desire. It is about embodying a sense of inner sovereignty, knowing that the world is yours to shape and mold as you see fit. One of the most powerful ways to act as if you own the world is to step into the belief that you are the master of your own reality. Your circumstances, no matter how challenging they may seem, are not permanent. They do not define you. Instead of feeling helpless or at the mercy of external factors, you recognize that you have the ability to influence and create your reality. This is a deeply empowering realization because it means you are not bound by the limitations of your past or the opinions of others. You are free to shape your life based on the vision you hold for yourself. Acting as if you own the world requires a deep trust in your ability to navigate life's challenges, knowing that every obstacle is simply an opportunity for growth and evolution. When you begin to see yourself as the creator of your reality, you start to take responsibility for every aspect of your life. This is not about blaming yourself for things that go wrong, but rather recognizing that you are in control of how you respond to life. You stop playing the victim and begin to adopt a proactive mindset. Rather than waiting for things to happen to you, you start making things happen. This shift in mindset empowers you to take decisive action toward your goals and dreams. It allows you to set clear intentions and take the necessary steps to bring them to life, knowing that you are fully capable of manifesting your desires. Acting as if you own the world means stepping into your power and taking full responsibility for your life's direction. A key part of acting as if you own the world is the ability to detach from the outcome. It is about having a vision and taking action toward it, but not becoming attached to how or when it will manifest. When you act with ownership over your life, you understand that the universe has its own timing and ways of delivering your desires. You trust that what is meant for you will come to you in the perfect way, even if it doesn't unfold exactly as you expect. Detaching from the outcome allows you to release any sense of desperation or anxiety around your goals, which only creates resistance. Instead, you approach life with patience, knowing that the process is just as important as the end result. When you act as if you own the world, you also begin to live with intention and purpose. You are no longer merely reacting to life's circumstances, but actively creating the life you want. Every thought, word, and action becomes deliberate and in alignment with your higher vision. You make decisions based on what will move you closer to your goals, rather than what is easy or comfortable. This purposeful approach to life leads to a sense of fulfillment and direction, as you know that every step you take is part of a greater journey. You become the architect of your own life, designing a future that aligns with your deepest desires and values. This is the essence of owning your world. Living with clarity, intention, and confidence in your ability to shape your destiny. To act as if you own the world is also to cultivate an unwavering sense of self-worth. This means recognizing that you are deserving of everything you desire and that you are worthy of success, love, and happiness. When you believe in your worth, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You no longer tolerate situations or relationships that do not honor your value. You set healthy boundaries and make choices that reflect your belief in your own importance. Acting with this kind of self-respect creates a magnetic energy that draws others to you. People are naturally attracted to those who exude confidence and self-assurance because it signals that you value yourself. This sense of self-worth becomes the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. In addition to self-worth, acting as if you own the world requires you to develop resilience and persistence. Life will always present challenges, but when you act with ownership over your reality, you understand that setbacks are temporary and part of the process. You don't let difficulties define you or stop you from moving forward. Instead, you view challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. This resilient mindset keeps you moving toward your goals even when the road gets tough. Acting as if you own the world means that you are committed to your vision, no matter the obstacles that come your way. You know that every challenge is just another stepping stone on your path to success. Another important aspect of acting as if you own the world is the cultivation of gratitude and appreciation. When you act with ownership, you are grateful for everything that comes your way, knowing that everything, both good and bad, serves a purpose in your journey. Gratitude shifts your energy from one of lack to one of abundance. It allows you to see the beauty in every moment and to recognize the blessings that are already present in your life. This mindset of abundance attracts more positive experiences into your life because the universe responds to the energy you put out. When you are grateful for what you have, you open yourself up to receiving even more. Gratitude is a powerful tool for acting as if you own the world, as it aligns your vibration with the abundance that already exists around you. Living as if you own the world also requires you to embrace a sense of detachment from material possessions and external achievements. While it is perfectly fine to desire success, wealth, or recognition, acting as if you own the world means that you do not place your sense of self-worth or happiness in these things. You recognize that true fulfillment comes from within, and that material possessions or achievements are simply a reflection of the abundance that is already present in your life. When you detach from the need for external validation, you begin to experience a deeper sense of peace and contentment. You stop chasing after things in an attempt to fill a void, and instead you find joy in the present moment, knowing that you already have everything you need. Finally, acting as if you own the world means trusting in the process of life. It is about releasing any sense of fear or doubt and knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You trust that the universe is working in your favor, even when things don't seem to be going according to plan. This trust allows you to let go of control and surrender to the flow of life. When you trust the process, you are able to navigate challenges with grace and ease, knowing that the outcome will be in your highest good. This sense of trust frees you from the need to force or manipulate situations and allows you to relax into the flow of life. To live as if you own the world is to take ownership of your thoughts, actions, and beliefs. It is about stepping into your power and embracing the truth that you are the creator of your own reality. This shift requires you to let go of limiting beliefs, take responsibility for your life, and live with purpose and intention. When you act as if you own the world, you create a life that reflects your highest vision, and you attract the experiences and opportunities that align with your true potential. It is about living with confidence, resilience, gratitude, and trust, knowing that you have the power to shape your life and create the world you desire. You are already what you want to be. You already possess what you long for. The only difference between desire and its fulfillment is your assumption that it is already so. This time, this moment, you must act as if it is truly yours. Not tomorrow, not when conditions improve, not when someone gives you permission. Now, this time is yours, if you will dare to claim it. When you act as if this time belongs to you, you shift your reality. You no longer wait for the evidence. You become the evidence. You no longer plead, you assume. You no longer hope, you live in the knowing. You carry yourself with the conviction that what you desire is already here, unfolding perfectly through you. Feel it now. Feel the power that comes from within, not from what the world reflects. Walk into a room not to be noticed, but because you are already someone who commands the space. Speak not to convince, but from the place of already having heard the yes. Move through this life as the version of you who has already received the answer. The moment you dare to do that, everything begins to shift. The world echoes back to you what you whisper within. If you walk in doubt, it shows you more reason to doubt. But if you walk in the boldness that this time is already yours, life responds in kind. It bends. It rearranges. It reflects. You don't need the facts to confirm it. Your inner world creates the facts. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live from it. Don't ask how or when. Don't look for signs. You are the sign. You are the proof. This very moment is your platform. This very breath is your permission slip. To act as if this time is yours is to live from the end. To think from the place where your desire is already complete. Let that thought become your dwelling place. Let that version of you become your identity. Refuse to be persuaded by appearances, because appearances are shadows of old thoughts. Now, walk, speak, breathe, and move as if this moment is your answer, as if your future is not ahead of you, but already within you, because it is. The only thing required is your willingness to accept that this time is yours and to act accordingly. To assume the wish is fulfilled now is to understand that creation is finished. Everything you could ever desire already exists in the unseen realm. It is not something you must chase, beg for, or work tirelessly to attain. The only distance between you and your desire is the belief that there is a distance. The truth is, your desire is already yours, if you will only dare to claim it by assuming its fulfillment in this present moment. When you assume the wish is fulfilled, you are no longer aligned with wanting. You shift your consciousness into being. Wanting and having are two entirely different states. One lives in lack, in hope, in waiting. The other lives in wholeness, in knowing, in completion. Your inner world must match the state of the wish fulfilled, or you will remain in a loop of longing, always reaching, never arriving. This assumption is not about forcing the outer world to comply. It is not about positive thinking for the sake of comfort. It is about an inner conviction that what you desire is already fact, though unseen. The world responds not to your words or effort, but to your state of being. To assume is to embody the feeling of your desire realized, to think from it rather than of it. You must dwell in that state as though it were your home, as though it were the most natural thing in the world. This requires imagination, not idle daydreaming, but focused inner vision. Close your eyes and feel what it would be like if your wish were true. What would you hear? What would you see around you? How would you move, speak, think? What would change in your relationships, your posture, your breath? If you can imagine it vividly and enter into the feeling of that experience, you have planted the seed in the creative soil of your mind. And like all seeds, what is planted must grow, if left undisturbed. Doubt, fear, and disbelief are the weeds that choke the seed. You must guard your inner garden by refusing to entertain thoughts that contradict your assumption. The world may show you nothing but the opposite of what you've imagined. Still, you must persist in the assumption that it is already so. Persistence in the unseen. People often think they must first fix the outer world before they can feel fulfilled inside. They think they need the job, the relationship, the opportunity to fall into place before they can believe it's real. But the truth is the opposite. The outer world is simply a reflection of your inner state. It is a mirror, not a cause. To wait for circumstances to change before you feel differently is to give your power away. You are not a victim of the world, you are its maker. So assume the wish fulfilled, not as a strategy, but as a new identity. Become the version of yourself who has already received it. Do not speak from the place of lack. Do not act from the belief that it is far away. When you move through life with the knowing that it is already done, your actions take on a new power. You walk differently, not with arrogance, but with certainty. You speak differently, not with desperation, but with calm authority. Look forward to make a difference by some degree, not by increments. Look forward to make a difference by some degree. You radiate the energy of someone who has found the treasure within and no longer needs to search. This assumption also requires letting go of control. You do not need to know how it will come or when it will arrive. The assumption that it is already done releases the need to force. It allows you to live in peace, even while the physical world catches up to your inner world. You no longer operate from fear or impatience, but from quiet trust in the law of consciousness. You must train yourself to return to the feeling of fulfillment again and again. When doubts creep in, return. When nothing seems to change, return. When others question or mock your vision, return. The repetition of this inner state, this living from the end, strengthens the roots of your assumption until it becomes your natural dwelling place. There is no power in merely wishing. Wishing implies separation. But to assume is to unite with your desire so completely that you forget it was ever absent. You no longer think of it as a goal to attain, but a truth you live from. And because you live from it, you create the conditions that allow it to be seen and experienced. This is not about pretending. It is not about denying reality. It is about choosing which reality you will live from. The world you see is not fixed. It is fluid, malleable, shaped by the impressions of your imagination. What you assume to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, becomes the pattern around which your life forms. So why not assume something beautiful? Why not assume that your highest desire is already yours? There is great power in saying it is done. Not with a voice of arrogance, but with a heart full of faith. When you assume the wish fulfilled, you are not asking for something. You are declaring something. You are aligning your inner self with the reality you choose to experience. And in that alignment, the invisible becomes visible. The imagined becomes experienced. The greatest illusion is that you are separate from what you desire. But assumption dissolves that illusion. It brings the distant near. It makes the unseen felt. It calls forth the invisible substance of reality and molds it into form. To assume the wish fulfilled is to enter into a sacred partnership with the unseen. It is to say, I trust the power within me more than the evidence around me. You do not wait to feel it once it comes. You feel it so deeply now that it must come. That is the secret. Feel the end as real, and the end will manifest. Feel it as already yours, and nothing can keep it from you. Let your inner state be the only truth you live by. Let your assumption be your only source of guidance. This very moment, you are being invited to walk in the fullness of your desire, to speak as if it's done, to think as if it's here, to act as if you've already received the answer. The moment you do, your world begins to bend in that direction. Not because you forced it, but because you believed it. You became it. You assumed it. The present moment is the stage upon which all of creation unfolds. It is not the future nor the past that hold the power to shape your reality. It is now. The now is where the seed is planted, where the transformation takes place, where all things are born. This moment, this breath, this heartbeat is where everything begins. It is here, in the present, that you have the creative power to shape the world you desire. When you recognize that the present is the creative power, you step into a new way of living, one that is fully conscious and deliberate in the choices you make. In the external world, it may seem like things take time to unfold. We are often told that change takes time, that we must wait for the right circumstances, or that we must work hard to bring about our desires. But the deeper truth is that time is not the factor that determines your experience. It is your perception of the present moment and your inner state that ultimately dictates what you will experience in the future. The present moment is the creative power because it is the only moment in which you have access to your consciousness. In this moment, you are free to choose what you focus on, what you believe, and how you feel. And it is through your choices in the present that you shape your future. Everything you see in your life right now, every circumstance, every event, every relationship, has been created through the thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions you have held in the past. But it does not end there. While the past has shaped your current experience, you are not bound by it. You are not a prisoner of your past. The present moment gives you the power to create anew whatever you desire, whether it be a change in your health, your finances, your relationships, or your career, can be created right now by how you choose to perceive and respond to this very moment. When you live from the awareness that the present moment is where the creative power lies, you stop looking outside of yourself for answers. You stop seeking validation from others or hoping that the external world will align with your desires.